Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sonre. Have you ever imagined a company on a life support? The sales goes down, the company fold up for 4 years, but later something remarkable happened. We took over the management of the company, and what follows was the journey of transformation, innovation, and unprecedented growth. Join me as I show you how I calculate the sales of a filling station from just 200 liters per day to more than 5,000 liters per day. It is not a new thing for a company to be doing bad, and then when the company is taken over by another management and the company started doing good again, it's not a new thing. It's over everywhere. And then if you are in marketplace, especially if your company is a public company, someone will just go and buy up all the shares of your company, and before you know what is happening, the company belongs to another management. We have seen different kind of takeover in history, and this has happened, and it's still happening in Nigeria, whereby some people will just go and buy up the company. They will do all their due diligence about the company financial statements, and then what they will do is that they will just go and buy up the company shares, and before you know what's happening, company is transferred into another management, and the company that is seemingly dying will now be functioning effectively under the new management. So today I'll show you some of the things that I did that I used to revive a company that is dying. And then one of my backstory, I have a little backstory before I took over the management of that company. In 2014, I started a business in Ibadan, Nigeria, and then 2 years later, my business crashed. Yes, my business crashed. So I left with nothing. I sold my trucks, and then I repaid some of my debts. Then I came to Lagos with one trouser and 2 shirts. The rest is history. Before that time, I started oil and gas since 2009. I have like 6 years experience before that time. And then that is how the company started. So in 2016, precisely, we took over the management of this filling station, and we implement our strategy. My strategy that I use that time, I'll call it BASIR. That is the strategy that I use. I'm not the owner of the filling station. And then what happened was that the filling station closed down for 4 years. I know about the story of filling stations in Nigeria. Someone holds the filling station, and then you can run it under the lease agreement, or you buy it up. So, but what actually happened is that my boss leased out the filling station on lease agreements. The person leased out the filling station on lease agreements. The company closed down for 4 years, and the terrain of the filling station is being used by mechanic for their mechanic workshop. You can imagine what kind of things that have been going on in that filling station. Every activities of the filling station is already dead. And then before I came around, they already did all the cleaning. In a mood to start operation before I came to Lagos. That was June 2016. So the first thing I did, if it's applicable to you, you can use it to revive your business, and if it's not, you can discard it. So the first thing that you need to do is to do the background checking. Right? So you do the background checking of the company. So we did the background checking of the company. Like filling stations in Nigeria, and the filling station have already closed down for 4 years. What are the things that make the filling station to close down? We did some background checking. We checked their sales record. In their sales record, we found out that they were just selling 200 liters of fuel per day. 200 liters of fuel per day. And then we did a little survey about the filling station. We asked some people what has happened in this filling station. Some people told me that the filling station and some of the atrocities committed in the filling stations, like they cheated on customer, many things like that. So apart from 200 liters per day, other things that have happened in the company is that poor management, poor conduct in the company, everything lead down to 200 liters per day. And then we did our background checking. We did all those things, and then after done all those things, we moved down to analysis. The analysis, we did our analysis. What are the things that we have, and what are the things we don't have? What are the things that we need to do that can give us edge ahead of other companies around? And then what are the things that we need to do right so that we can keep customer coming repeatedly? And then in our analysis, we saw 3 different things. Number one, in filling station, that filling station is the only independent marketer in the area. We have about 5 filling stations in that area, but that filling station is the only independent marketer. So for those of you that doesn't know what is meant by independent marketers in Nigeria, we have the major marketers and we have the independent marketers. Major marketers, they are the like Oandos, Total Filling Station, NNPC, and other ones. So they have the importing license and they have their own farm tank. Those are the major marketers. The independent marketers, they don't have depot, they don't have farm tank. They rely on NNPC or major marketers to lift their fuel. Number 2, In our analysis, we found out that the liter quantity is very small. Liter quantity is very small. That's in our analysis, we discovered that the liter quantity is very small. So when we check the liter gauge of that filling station, I checked their pump, I discovered that the liter quantity is very small. And the third thing that I did in my analysis, I sent my boys to check how much other filling stations are paying their staffs. This filling station is the only independent marketer in this place. That means if we have excess supply, we can reduce our price. That is come to strategy. S is for strategy. Strategy. So in my strategy, we use 3 different kind of things that I presented to my boss. Number 1, I told him that this is the only independent marketer in this environment, and we have about 5 filling stations. We have Adova PLC, we have Oando, and we have Mega Oando that is very beautiful, very close to that filling station, and we have other filling station, Mobi, we have like that. So in my analysis, I discovered number 1 that that filling station is only independent marketer in that area. And how will this one good for me? Because of my years of experience in oil and gas, I know that if we have excess supply, I can reduce the price of pump price below what government regulated price and still have a sales. So number 1, I want to fight with price. I want to fight with price war. Price war. That is the first thing I use as my strategy. I want to use price war, number 1. And number 2 is the quantity. The quantity is very low, and then I pitch it to my boss that we need to increase the quantity of the fuel, so that when we increase the quantity of the fuel, 5 liter quantity will mean 5 liter quantity, not that 5 liter quantity will mean 4 point something liters when you sold it. So many of the filling stations in Nigeria, they already reduce their quantity. That's the reason why when you buy 10,000 somewhere, it's lesser than 10,000 somewhere, and that's the reason why some people, they make more, and the higher the quantity, the lower the offerage at the end of the day. What this means is that if filling station is saving quantity, they are selling very small fuel for you, all those little ones that they are getting from every customer is going to be catapult to huge profit for them later. But in other way around, I want to increase our quantity so that this one will bring more customers. Initially, it doesn't sit well for my boss. He was saying, how will I increase my quantity? Do you want to run me into debt? I said, no. This thing will bring more customers, because if they buy with higher quantity, they will come back again. And we are going to leverage on their repeated buying, not one-time buying. It's a strategy. And the third thing is that I fought for staff welfare. Staff welfare. These are the 3 strategies that I used. Number 1, I want to use the price war, reduce my price. Number 2, the quantity of the fuel. And number 3, the staff welfare. So I discovered that as at that time, the petrol station was selling for a price of 145 naira per liter. And then because of that, I reduced our own to 143 naira per liter. That is what we did. This is price war. You can do this in any industry. I remember Uber, when Uber came around in Nigeria, the shortest trip is 1,000 naira. And then Bolt came, formerly Taxify came. When they came with the shortest distance is 300 naira. It's not a crime. It's a marketplace. You can do anything. So this forced Uber to reduce their own to 500 naira from 1,000 naira. It's a price war, and the same price war goes on to Coca-Cola and Pepsi, so on, so on. So we did the same thing. We reduced our price to 143 naira per liters instead of 145 naira per liter. Number 2, quantity. When we increase our quantity, that means if you buy 5 liters in my filling station that time, it's more than the same quantity that you get from every other filling station around. So that means my 5 liters means 5 liters and more. So we increase our quantity. And the third thing is the staff welfare. I asked them, go and do market survey. How much are they paying every staff? How much are they paying every staff in all the filling stations? When we did our survey, they were paying staff 12,000 naira. They were paying staff, the highest they are paying staff is 12,000 naira, and that was AP. And then this one does not sit well with me, because what happens is that if staff is not well managed, they are going to cheat customers. And then based on my experience, I don't want my customer to suffer, because I depend on repeated buying, not one-time buying. So we increased the salary from 12 to 15,000 naira plus 500 naira daily allowance. From 12,000 naira, we increased the salary to 15,000 naira, and then 500 naira daily allowance. In other words, this means that their accumulated salary is 30,000 naira per month instead of 12,000 naira per month compared to other filling stations around. So someone will ask me, why are you putting more expenses on your boss? Yes, I'm putting more expenses, but this is what some companies don't realize. If you don't give back to your customer, they will not give back to you, and then you might not make money, right? You need to give them quality stuff. Which industry are you? Any industry that you are now, you need to give them quality material, quality stuff before you can charge a good price. If you are giving them fake stuff and you want to charge a good price, it's just a matter of time. Your sales will dwindle, your sales will go down, because people will discover that you are selling cheap stuff in higher price. So you need to produce something good before you can scale up your price. So this has been the strategy that I use for these people, and then it came to I, which is called implementation, right? The implementation of the strategy. If you don't have strategy, there's no way that you can implement anything. Basically, I'm the manager. I'm supposed to be sitting inside the admin building, so then coordinating everything from there. That was not what I did. So as at that time, I shipped them. I told them, you are doing the morning shift, you are doing the night shift. If someone is doing the morning shift, I said, okay, instead of you to be sleeping at home, come. I motivated them. I'll give you something. Let's go and do word of mouth marketing. So in the implementation of the strategy, we did marketing. Under the bridge in Jora, we discovered that we asked them, please, we are the new managers of the filling station. These are what we did. The filling station is good. We have best liter in this environment. Our price is cheaper, and then come and experience it. And if you are not satisfied, don't come back again. That is my word. I don't go beyond that. Come to my filling station. The price is good. The liters is good. If you buy once and you are not satisfied, don't come back again. You know, the level of confidence that you have, if you know that you have put the right things in place when you are doing marketing, is over the roof. That is what I did. They noticed that I have confidence in my presentation, and they became to test it one by one. I will stand at the middle of the pump, and someone is selling from here, another person is selling from here. I'll just stand at the middle. What I usually do is that once I notice that my attendance sold for a customer, I'll tell the person, please check your fuel gauge, check it. It's okay, what happened to my fuel gauge? Nothing happened to it. Just know the amount of fuel you bought now. If you didn't use it to run mileage than what you used to do before, don't come back again. So I raise their awareness. I'm not just selling to them. I'm making them to realize that what I sold to them is more than what they have been buying before. So the reason why I'm doing this is because I want them to come back again. Because if they didn't come back again, there's no way I will make money with the expenses that I've put on my boss in the strategy level. I want them to come back again. I make it to understand that check your fuel gauge. If it is not good, don't come back again. That is what we did. And in first month, we sold 400 liters. 400 liters per day. First month. That was what we did. So we doubled the previous sales of the previous management. We doubled their sales, 400 liters per day. And then I sat down, what can I do differently this month? Then I went back to that same spot that I used to do my word of mouth marketing. I went alone this time because my staff, they're already having something doing. I noticed that in my record, I noticed that the percentage of the commercial vehicle buying fuel is higher than the private vehicle. So that means commercial vehicle will burn their fuel faster and they will come back again. Burn their fuel faster, they will come back again. So that gives me a leverage. So a leverage to narrow down my marketing. So I'm not marketing the privates like that. So I began to target a market for commercial vehicle, because no matter how many liters they bought, in the next 4, 5 hours or 6 hours, they are still coming back again to refill their tank. While some private vehicle, if they bought now, maybe the next time they will come back again is maybe in 3 or 4 or 5 days or a week. I need to focus on commercial vehicle. That's why I went back to Underbridge Ijora one more time, and I began to speak with the heads of the park. I didn't go to individual drivers again. I went to the head of the park and I told them that the fuel is good, come and patronize me and do all these things. And when I did that for that month, I moved from the second month, I moved from 400 liters to 1,000 liters per day. To 1,000 liters per day. And then you know what happened? People began to notice, then word of mouth began to spread. Word of mouth began to spread, and then we began to see the reward. Not that we didn't experience a little challenge. At some point, because we increased our quantity, 33,000 liters that we bought from the depot gave us 32,700 something. We have a shortage of about 300 liters. Then we do the adjustment, and then 33,000 gave us about 33,200. That 200 is okay. That was the little setback that we had, and then that's where we began to reap the reward. And then you know what happened later? For the first 6 months, we crossed to the reward now. When you do all these things, you get to see the reward. And the first 6 months, we shoot to 3,000 liters per day. 3,000 liters per day. And at some point, people are taking one way to buy from us. And we have some other filling stations that are 5 or 6 times bigger than that filling station, which they are very beautiful. That filling station is the ugliest filling station in that environment. The one I was managing that time, it was the ugliest filling station in that environment. We have some filling stations that are very beautiful. They are bigger. They have every right to outsell what we are currently selling, but they are coming back to us. And then at the end of the first year, we shoot to 5,000 liters per day. 5,000 liters per day, and that was our minimum average. So we shoot from basically 200 liters per day to 5,000 liters per day, just by implementing the strategy that we discovered through our analysis and as a result of doing our background checking. So do you have any business that you want to revive, that you are thinking the business already down, maybe you want to sell it, and then maybe you can just give it a second thought, do some things, reshuffle it, maybe you can find a way to revive the company. Those are the strategies that I used to revive the filling station from the sales of just 200 liters per day to the sales of 5,000 liters per day. My message goes to the entrepreneurs. If you are out there, or maybe you have been doing your business and then you are not experiencing more sales, maybe you need to tweak some things, you need to change some things so that you can experience more sales. And then, you know, as selling equals income. So if you are not selling, there's no way that you can make money. So if you can find a way to 10x your sales, 2x your sales, 3x your sales, 5x your sales, you are going to enjoy the freedom of having a company. So there's no freedom if your company is struggling, because you'll be thinking about the business day and night and how you can propel the company forward. But if you cross to the other side and you start making profits, that is where you will enjoy not getting a job in the first place. This is why I'm doing something content about business, that I would like the African continent and the people of Africa to think about business, not be thinking about job, because the job nowadays is not there, and the school is preparing us for the world that doesn't exist. Day by day, people are graduating from university, and the job that the university is programming them for is not there. Even in Nigeria, there's no job security, there's many things. Even the job is not even good. Inflation has already wiped away the value of the currency, and many people are still looking for a job instead of business. So subscribe to my channel for the pure content about business, and I'm open to some of the things I can help you to see the problem that you are facing in your business. I think that Africa as a whole will move from a consuming nations to producing nations. I know that me and you, we are going to see this African that rise again. Thank you. Subscribe to my channel, click the like buttons and notification button to see my next video content. Thank you. Bye bye.